welcome one of the Alala champions, Jackie.
The hopeful comeback of the Hawaiian crow was the topic of a November 7th After Dark in the Park Talk in Volcano.
Mahalo for joining us this evening to learn about the recent introduction efforts of Alala, or the Hawaiian crow.
Project staff presented an update on the most recent reintroduction efforts to establish a wild population of Alala.
So the release site for the Alala is up in the Pu'umaka'ala Natural Area Reserve, which is all in the light green. It's a little bit hard to see on the screen.
The National Park Service recorded a video, and the full presentation is available online.
So that brings us up to the 2016 release.
Part of the discussion focused on the failed release in 2016.
In December of 2016, 5 males were released from the release aviary. They were seen foraging around the forest and surrounding areas. They were had been noted as foraging on native fruits and flaking bark from nearby trees looking for insects. They all roosted fairly near the aviary. Unfortunately, we lost 3 of the birds. They died from different causes. 2 were thought to have been attacked by Io, which is their native predator.
The Hawaiian hawk is a known predator of birds, including the Alala, and so the most recent release tried to better prepare the crows for life in the forest.
In 2017, the anti-predator training was probably one of the bigger efforts that we underwent. The San Diego Zoo Global team hired on a postdoctoral researcher that has quite a bit of background in corvid behavior. We trialed all of this at the KBCC with the birds there, and then we went and tested it with the release cohort. So the baseline day included introducing a live Io, also known as Kapono, who lives down at Poneiva Zoo. He was our buddy for this trial. So we introduced him to the cohort for 90 seconds on the first day. Behaviors were recorded and monitored throughout, and all of that information was kept. Then the second day, there was a 2-minute and 30-second trial done. There's different stimuli that were presented within kind of an increasing scariness level, I guess you could say. So it started off with Io calls, then a taxidermied Io flying over the aviary, done by a pulley system. Then we played Alala alarm calls. We presented Kapono again with next door, playing Alala distress calls, and then presenting a taxidermied crow skin. So kind of a culmination of an Io flying over, kind of mimicking an attack, and then the outcome. And then the third day, we repeated the first stimuli, so reintroducing Kapono for 90 seconds, and then looking at their overall behavior throughout the time. So that's kind of a setup of what it looked like. So the birds would be over here, the Io flyover would be here, Kapono, and the taxidermy crow skin. And there's our taxidermied Io that would fly over, and our crow skin. So through this training, the behaviors that were seen were really impressive. So the first day, the majority of the birds started alarm calling and were kind of thrown off, like who's next door, showing some fear response. By the third day, they were all starting to display more of that fear recognition. We even had some birds do a mobbing behavior and kind of mobbed the side of the cage where the Io was present. So throughout the 3-day trial, we saw that they were recognizing the live Io as something to be afraid of. So with the dispersal and movements, within the first week of the 11 birds being reintroduced, all of them were sticking fairly close to the aviary, which we hoped for and we kind of assumed would happen. The birds are being fed right around the release area still, so they were sticking fairly close to home. Now, about a month after, they're starting to explore the forest, which is exactly what we would like them to do. So they've been known to move about 400 meters, or up to about 400 meters away from the release area. And then this is one of the videos that was taken from one of our monitoring crew. I'm gonna ask that you forgive the shakiness of the video. Just keep in mind this was taken on an iPhone through some binoculars. So this is technology these days, right? So it's a little shaky, but some pretty awesome footage of Alala foraging for native insects, or insects in some of our native trees, and doing what we refer to as bark flaking. So pretty cool footage.